Well, I got to tell you, Georgia, I'm so happy to be sharing this news with everybody. I met with my doctors last week. My blood counts continue to improve. My beloved sister, Sally Ann, my donor, her cells continue to make themselves at home in my body. And the big news is that my last bone marrow aspiration, and by the way, ouch, I lost count how many I've had, but the last bone marrow test showed no abnormalities.
Yay.
The majority of the marrow is my sister's, and it is healthy. Praise God. And what all this means, my doctors are waiting for this information to be able to tell me that I can begin the process of returning to the anchor chair. I'm coming home.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. So, Rob, I mean, come on. What are we talking here, pal? What are we talking?
Well, Josh, you know, it's like an athlete coming off of injured reserve. They don't go right back into the starting lineup. They go to practice. They throw the ball. They see how their body reacts. And my fabulous doctors have come up with a game plan for me. So the process of reentry is, I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. I have to get back on GMA time, get my body clock
Welcome back.
used to the early hours. I know, welcome back. That's one thing I have not missed, is that alarm clock. Next week, my doctors have me doing what we're calling a dry run. I'll get up, I'll go to the studio, have makeup and hair, well, makeup, we'll talk about the hair later, get dressed, get prepared for the show. I will not go on the air next week. My doctors wanted me to see how many people I actually come in contact with, how my body reacts to the stimulation, that's code word for stress, of being back in the studio environment. And also, after you all go off the air, I'll go on set. The lights, they don't tell you that you get a free chemical peel with every bone marrow transplant. My skin is very sensitive, and so we have to see how it reacts to the studio lights. My vision is still a little blurry from the treatment. All of this is getting better day by day, so that is the next step.
Robin, you look amazing on camera this morning. I can tell your weight's up a little bit. So when do you get back to normal day-to-day routine for you? When do you no longer have to worry about who you see and what you do?
And you look great in your tux Saturday night in Las Vegas. I was watching in the Miss America pageant. But what happens now is, after I go through this dry run, my doctors will sit down with me again and we'll evaluate where I am. And we're talking now a matter of weeks, not months. I should be back sometime in February. Now, I have a date in mind that's very personal and very important to me, but I will ultimately listen to what my doctors, of course, what my doctors say and what they recommend. And of course, we have to remember we're in the height of flu season. I know, George, you're going to talk to one of my doctors, Gail, and Rich about that in just a little bit. So a lot of factors still.
I know you've been chomping at the bit, and recovery takes so long, and we've been emailing you, like I said, watch Homeland. That's a great way to pass a lot of time.
Yes.
You must feel so excited, though, to be able to come back, even starting next week with the dry runs, the practice runs, just to get out of the house.
There are so many emotions, Elizabeth, and thank you. Thank Amy. I thank Amy, all the talented, funny guest hosts that we have had. You've been a joy to watch, and I appreciate what you have done and what everybody has done sitting in that chair. I can't thank you enough. But yes,
it's been an honor to keep it warm for you.
No. Yeah, you're keeping it hot. What do you mean warm? You're keeping it hot. That's why I got to come back.
That's all right, Robin. There you go.
I am excited, and but I'm also, there's just a range of emotions. You know, being so incredibly grateful, but. Guys, I haven't been live on television since the end of August. My heart is beating so fast right now. But you know what? It means I'm alive. It means I'm alive, and I'm so grateful to be excited as I am, and I can't wait to get back.
Robin, I send you greetings from LA and love and kisses from every single star at the Golden Globes. Made sure to say, please tell Robin we cannot wait to hear her news. We love her. Let her know we're thinking about her. So you need to know that you are just so loved and missed. And my question is, how soon until we can give you big hugs and kisses?
Well, I'm glad that you're sending me your love. You can send me that great green necklace that you had on. You can send that too my way, because I really like what you were wearing there. But it's going to take some time. We're going to do a little elbow bumping and things like that. And thank you for what you were saying about the people out in LA. And I have to say, I'm grateful to my doctors. I'm grateful to my family there in the studio and at home. GMA viewers, your messages, your prayers, your well wishes have given me an enormous amount of strength and hope. And as I said, I'm just so incredibly grateful. We're going to take it step by step. Again, we're talking about weeks. We're not talking about months any longer. And I'm listening to my doctors. I'm taking everything into account. But this is a next step, and I'm so excited to be sharing it with everyone.
We are all excited, Robin, and you've gotten some of the best care in the world. We're going to talk to two of your doctors right now. Your oncologist, Dr. Gail Robos, we met her before, from New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell Medical Center, and of course our own Dr. Richard Besser. And you know, we've heard so much from Robin right here now, Gail, about where she is in her recovery. Kind of get a little more specific now, and also remind everybody, Robin looks fantastic right now, but this has not been easy.
This has definitely not been easy. You know, one of the things that's most frustrating for many bone marrow transplant patients is people say, oh, you've been out, you've been on vacation for the last few months. This is no vacation. This has been brutal. It's every day taking 10 or 15 tablets. The whole day is focused on doctors and medications and whether or not you have enough energy to get out of bed and take a shower. And I think you can see now from looking at Robin how that has really changed.
And what does this mean exactly, no abnormalities in the blood?
What we know now is that we can't see any of the disease that prompted this whole process right now. And that's what we were looking for, that for right now, did we get rid of what we started out trying to get rid of?
And Rich, Robin talked a little bit about it. It is flu season. What kind of a threat is that, and what precautions does she need to take?
Well, her immune system, what protects her from infections, is still rebuilding. So she's at risk for getting the flu, for getting colds. The elbow bumps she talks about are important. And she can't get a flu shot yet. Her body won't respond to that. And so it's so important
that it won't respond. It's not that it's dangerous. It just won't help that much.
Yeah, it's not effective yet, which is why it's so important for others to get that flu shot to protect her. And I can't tell you how many people here at Times Square Studio have told me this is the first year they got a flu shot, and they got it for Robin.
That is fantastic. And Gail, I know it's important to Robin and important to you for everyone to know that Robin's ahead of the curve for people who face this kind of situation.
Absolutely. She is doing wonderfully. There are many patients who at this point after a transplant are not at all having a conversation about going back to work, let alone the type of work that she does. So we are thrilled that she's doing so well.
We all are, Robin. I know you wanted to add one more button on this.
And thank you for asking. Gail, I love you. Sergio Giralt, my transplant specialist, you're a dream team. And Rich Besser has been there every step of the way. But I'm glad you made that last point, Gail, because I know there are a lot of people. I hear from so many of your patients, too, about going through the process. And it's different for everyone. But in the words of Jimmy Valvano, Jimmy V, don't give up. Don't ever give up. This too shall pass.
Robin, that is a great message.